Pyramid One Radio. Just want to remind everybody that you can call into the show. That's right, call into the show now. The number is 605-472-5765. The access code is 608060#. That's all you got to do.
To call and to speak to Kellie, use these numbers. Dial 605-472-5765. Then dial the access code 608060#. Then to join the session, which will be awesome. Congratulations, you are now ready. Tell everyone we expect 1,000 people listening on their phones from all over the world.
This is a Pyramid One International Network presentation. Good evening, and welcome to Conscious Speaks. Let me tell you a little about the host. Her name is Kellie J. Wright. You all know her. Tonight, be a part of the conversation. What it means to truly love yourself. Free of judgment, fear, ego, pride, and jealousy. She says, we learn to undo what we have accepted or taken on as part of our perception of self. We are free from negative self-talk. Start a 90-day transformation, and she will assist along your journey. Whenever two or more are in his presence is how this works. Kellie's ebook is how she walked her mind out of doubt and fear, one blog at a time for 13 weeks, into loving and acceptance of self. The first step is the hardest, and it will become a way of life. Once we know we can free our thoughts from fear, the work becomes a staple item to the goodness it provides. Life is a gift. So make sure you choose to wrap yours in a world that is created by and lived on your terms. Kellie J. Wright is a successful radio show host, self-love transformational guide, business owner and voice, and author at www.internaljourneys.com. Kellie is on a passion-filled mission to help individuals discover their own truth through her actualized process called the 90-Day Transformation. Now, may I introduce to you, the audience, to the entire world, to the universe, to the light, Kellie J. Wright.
Is it my turn? Hi, everybody out there today. This is Kellie J., the voice and author at Internal Narcissist and Internal Journeys of Spiritual Transformation. I'm checking in from Ashford, Washington today. Ashford, Washington, I could talk. Bob House, Florida.
Hot. Hot. I'm
telling you, were going to say that.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Last time I went out, I took the dog for a walk, and the poor dog, his tongue was like on the floor. It was like, bleh. It was. I mean, I'm serious. It's like, but he comes home and you put him right at the water. Now, there's a lot of people out there. You want to talk about your dog's neck, call it. Go ahead, because he's part of your life too. The poor dog, I put him in front of the water, put some ice cubes in there and everything else. He looks at me and says, "Where's the straw?" It's like, what is this? What's going on here? What do I got? What do you want, a martini too? I'm serious. I mean, he was too much.
Sorry, that makes me laugh. I was getting ready for some warm weather out here. It's been hit and miss, but then we've had some crazy weather out here, and it's cold again, and it's really fun, and it's not, and I'm ready for warm weather. I really am, and I never rush Mother Nature, but every time I see the sun come peeking through, I think, is it time? Is it time? And it's my first spring, and it's my first summer up here. I moved to Ashford in September, so that's fall. So I'm curious to be a part of it here. Been out chopping wood every morning. We've even had fires, so it's fun sinking into it. I want hot, though, so I had to ask you to get my confirmation that your world was warm.
They say, come on down. I'm serious. I mean,
that would be cool. I'll come down there one time, and when I visit, I'll do a radio show from the studio down there with you.
There you go. You can sit right next to me. I have. Yeah. Where we're ready. We got another boom and everything else. And hey, listen, we're wired for forget about it. I mean, it's like crazy.
I'd be down there with you, and then Diana could call in, and then we'd have all of us.
Oh, yeah. Then she could be on Skype. That'd be interesting.
That'd be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was listening to the check-in. I am, like, seriously so excited lately. Like, I have broke through some work that I've done in my 10-week Kundalini animal speak medicine card directive. Literally, I keep blowing the doors off my perception like every day. Like, Spirit gives me these gifts and I just start laughing. I'm like, okay, we're really ready. The winter was a deep, dark, beautiful place for me to find out, to push my edges and to really see that the comfort zone that I built that was really fun was not where I was supposed to be. And because I'm not really smart sometimes, it's like, oh, this feels good. I'm going to stay right here. I was laughing today. I'll get to that in a second. But, and so I needed to be shook. And I really was. Financially, that'll get you, right? And so it really... I'm just so blessed in so many ways that I have so much strength from my core work that I was really being pushed to learn how to truly create and grow and burst through atmospheres while staying in a love frequency when the world would assume that you should be mired in fear and running every direction with your hair on fire. Not many people would learn how to sit gracefully and under the pressure that I've been in, but I don't show it either because I won't allow it to be pressure. It's that diamond, right? That diamond in the rough that's really getting ready to.
Oh, you have no idea.
I just snorted. I had to take my mind for a walk a couple times, as I call it out there. If anyone's new listening, when I get into my deep spiritual work, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I got to take my mind for a walk. And I watched Sex and the City too. I might have mentioned that in another show, but I remember when I said the diamond in the rough part, I thought about the diamond that Big gave Carrie at the end of it. It was a black diamond. And
Oh.
she said, why did you give me a black diamond, may I ask? And he said, because you're not like any other woman. And she goes, oh, good. I'm glad. I was hoping you weren't going to say it was the color of my soul.
Oh.
And I just had to laugh because, you know, if you think about Sex and the City and Carrie, I mean, all the writing that she does, I never really watched the show, but I know what it is, and I've seen a couple probably episodes, but it's like, it's all transformation work, right? And transformation work, you're really that diamond that's just waiting to burst open. And so it's just all these things are coming to me, this clandestine moments, and I am all love right now. I'm all ma. Can you feel it?
Well,
It's
you
just
know, it's
like,
kind of cold over there, really. I mean, you know, you can send some over here for crying out loud.
I'm so lit up with love. Like, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm like, love, love, love. I literally I watched Crazy Rich Asians, and that was all about love. And then I'm like, just like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, I'm so ready. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm loved. Like, I had to process Ma. And I'm still in the middle of this transformation, and this directive is not a transformation. And I've got, 4 more weeks to go, and I can't imagine it getting any more intense. I'm like, spring is here, and I'm working with Ma. If we work with Am, and then we work with Ma, which is
Uh-huh.
Mother Earth, right? It's like, how, of course I wasn't able to truly connect and get rooted and really break open to my next level of awareness. I was really comfortable. I'm not going to be afraid to admit this. I was also so comfortable because it was a great place for me to not have to bridge out and be greater. I was scared, and I was lacking confidence in some areas. And I would have never thought that was true until I was forced to question it. What are you really going to do next? Where are you going in the journey? You know what you're meant to do, but you're not doing it. You're questioning yourself. You're questioning if you're a good writer. Can you write well enough to write a book? Would people want to read your book? And then I'm laughing when I do all this work, and I reached out. I'll tell you about that in a second. And then today I'm like, of course I'm a great writer. I mean, I read all my stuff, and I'm like, that's really good, right? But fear will trap us. This is why we can't ever really think that we know everything. This is why we always have to be open to grow, because we will fall asleep in comfort levels that we get to. And there's always different places where we can go over and nap a little bit. And we're,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
just,
that'd be good. I'll see you later. Bye.
yeah, right?
I mean,
And
yeah, it's a good thing to do. I'm serious. Even now, you know what I mean. Like when it's not. I mean, you don't have it there, but I mean, I have a motorcycle sitting outside my door, and it's the craziest thing. I mean, it's like once in a while to clear your mind, you just
yeah,
go. And this is one of those states when you don't have to wear a helmet. Now, don't think everybody out there and that is crazy. I've been doing some crazy things on on a motorcycle since I'm 16. So that's a lot of years, many, many, many moons ago, and haven't had an accident yet. But I like going out very early in the morning when there's like almost nobody on the road, and you just have that. Your hair is going, and your whole thing, and that is like, oh, it's like unbelievable. Things like that. Everybody has something. Everybody out there has
I think,
one little thing that they do. It could be taking out the garbage. I mean, that gets kind of funny too once in a while when I drop mine all over the street one day. But
yeah,
I mean, seriously, I mean, I sat there laughing at myself. But that's good because you're laughing at yourself. You're laughing with yourself, and
yeah,
the world is
yeah.
laughing with you.
When you can laugh at yourself, you grow. When you can't laugh at yourself, pride's getting involved. And I've been working really hard with this directive, and I knew there were some blocks, and I was very happy where I am, and I'm always happy to grow slow. But, and believe me, what I'm doing is still ahead of schedule. And what I've done is built a business, a practice, a way to help people before I even wrote my story. I've never shared my story in one place. And when I blogged and grew out loud, I never talked about particulars. I just talked about the adjustments and metaphors and ways for everybody to connect, because I didn't think my story was important. I thought growing and healing was important, in that we all have different stories, so we could all connect to the healing more so than the story sometimes. And talking to a client about this today, I was explaining to her that my clients come to me for all different reasons. I work with every different type walk of life. People come to me for different things. Some people are going very deep spiritually. Some people just want to work with psychology and work in the now. Different religions, different non-religions, whatever people. I'm here to help you with what you're looking for. So whoever you are, I'm going to help you mirror back, and I'm open. I've done everything. I've cleared. I came here with no judgment, and but beyond judging myself, which is a really hard one to learn. But it's all about love, and you do the work, you walk the walk, you practice, you learn to, in all three transformations, deconstruct fear, break down your internal dictionary of love and fear, move from mind-based thinking to heart-based being. You open up this whole window to jump through, to jump out of yourself, claim your self-worth, and jump back in and seat your soul. You literally break up with parts of your energy that's been stored in your matter and in your mind, which is not really here. And it's fun because you do it in a loving way, and you keep getting further and further along. And I'm not ashamed to admit that in my directive, the reason I even agreed to do it, because I didn't want to. I just finished a 690-day transformation, less than 6 months ago. And I thought, well, I don't want to work again. I want to just, do the radio show, work with my clients, build my brand, and reach out and grow the show. And then in meditation, I was talking about self-love to spirit. And I said, I love myself. And they said, no, you don't. And I stopped in my tracks. And I said, what do you mean? This is what I do for a living. This is what I am. I do love myself, and I've been working on this very hard. And you just told me that, so there's something that's true in that. You wouldn't have said that, And when you get a directive, I was like, how am I not loving myself, right? But there's parts of us that we will forget about. That's why it's a practice. We have to keep going back to the font. We have to go back to the tree of ourself. The tree of me is what we call it at Internal Journeys.
When they ask themselves that, when they ask themselves that those questions,
yeah,
they hear. That's exactly what they hear. Who are you? See, that's what I tell everybody to do, to look in the mirror and say that.
I've been doing that since I was young, which is why I believe I was given the internal narcissist directive, which was downloaded in a dream through spirit. I was trying to find myself through the mirror. I was trying to find my I am. I know what that is now, and I think I talked about that the very first radio show, that it was something I was doing my whole life, trying to figure out what I was looking for in that mirror, and it was me. It was the I am. And it's a slow unwinding, and when you get somewhere and you've made progress and you feel good, we want to enjoy it, right? We want to celebrate our wins. We have to try on. Now that we've tried on or we've liberated frequency, we want to be that in real time so we can start practicing it. But there's so much to it sometimes that, at least for me, because this is what I do all day, 24 hours a day. This is my job. This is my passion. This is my joy, to keep working so I can guide others. And we can't guide or help anyone go anywhere that we haven't gone ourselves. What we haven't healed with ourselves, we can't go any further then. And so I was laughing when I just got that kind of slap across. I wasn't a face. It was kind of like a slap on the toe. Like, hello, there's a part of you you're not. And I didn't understand it because I felt like I was doing everything right. But then I realized I wasn't. There was something I was missing. And there's some things I was really missing. And there's some things that I kept going, oh, well, that'll happen when it happens or when I'm ready. And the truth is, if that's not how we do it here. And if we want something, we have to learn how to be it. We have to be love if we want to attract love, right? I've been single for 3 years now. After the whole twin flame catalyst and the whole 3 years of transformation work that became this journey, that I took a long time to heal and really make sure everything is on point. And now I really feel like I'm loved. Like, literally, I just Ma! It's just ringing through my body because I stopped and I listened. People, I'm going to tell you, listen to yourself. Listen to what you're showing yourself. Listen, ask questions to your guides, to God, to Mother Mary, to whomever, the moon, the sun, the water, the earth, however you connect, to your grandmothers, to people that aren't here that you love. Ask for help and guidance, and you'll get an answer. And sometimes if you're listening close enough, you'll hear the one that you don't want to hear, but you know it's true because you asked and you were honest. And I'll never forget going, holy cow. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And it's real. I wasn't loving myself. I was not able to love myself the way that I had learned it. And I had a little bit more frequency to change, to really open it up. We can love who we are, and we can be love. But was I loving myself after I learned how to be love? Well, that's another flip. So you might want to think on it or throw it in the back, to like in the backdrop of your mind, kind of swish around. But, we deconstruct fear. We move from mind-based thinking to heart-based being. We learn to love ourselves, to speak our truth without our voices shaking. We earn our self-worth. We start living and growing out loud, and we start doing and being who we really are. We create joy in our life. We get to be love, like literally be love. And then there's one other step. We turn that mirror around again to love ourselves. And it's really powerful because when we do that for ourselves, for me, I'm just telling you, I literally feel it inside every cell in my body. And I know that what I am seeking is seeking me, and that we'll find each other because I do want to be in a relationship. I do want to share my life with someone. I do believe that that's how true happiness is shared, when you're with a like mind, when you can love without attachment, when you allow someone to be who they are without trying to change them, when you attract someone at your core frequency and you both know how to do the work and talk and communicate and grow together and get vulnerable, right? Get naked like we talk about and really go. Take the time, right? That's the thing that we talk about. I never knew how to take the time. You meet someone, you're attracted to them, you start dating. Now it's like, no, I want to get to know this person. I want to see all sorts of things. I'm really curious to know this person that I'm interested in, and to make sure that it's on point, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you find out. It's really fun.
Well, you understand too, there's a million different things in a relationship.
Yeah, we talked about that in the one show. Remember the soup pot?
Oh, baby. I mean, it's seriously. I mean, wow. I mean, I still don't know people that I'm with. So, I mean, seriously.
I don't think we ever will, and that's the beauty of it. We have to let go of thinking that someone can read our mind. We have to let go of thinking that we can read someone's mind. We have to learn how to communicate, speak our truth, and go in and heal our pain. Because if we don't heal our pain, then we're attaching fear to our loved one, lover, whomever, and then they're never free. Because there's this wrap in there. And a lot of it comes through with our mother-father work, too. The emotional energy that we're recreating, how we were taught to love, how we were taught to communicate. And so a part of the thing about growing up, per se, is getting to the point where that's more interesting than just the connect. You really want to understand the whole essence of love and the whole essence of being, and you've learned how to weed through a lot of emotional baggage so you can actually enjoy that slow getting to know someone, right? I've never done that. I've never done it properly. I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
You just
I've never been in love like that. I will, whoever I'm with, I can literally say I've never loved anyone in the mind and body that I've worked on for the last 6 years. Really, I haven't. So it will be a whole new experience for me.
Well, and hey, listen, it's just like anybody else now. Nobody does. It's actually
I'm scared though.
Remember, I've said this on shows too. When you're lost, what do? I'll tell you what I did in the Catskills on a mountain. And I didn't know where I was. I was lost. Totally lost.
I always say I'm never lost, but that could be lost when you're on a mountain.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
Totally on the top of a mountain, early in the morning. The sun's just coming up, and I'm lost, and I don't know where. I went with at that time and at my father-in-law, which I knew was around the mountain somewhere, but we had walkie-talkies, but it didn't work.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because of wherever I was. Yeah, that didn't work at all. So, and it's freezing, by the way. I mean, we're talking January, for December, January, and like the running water is slowing down. That's how cold it is up there.
Yeah.
I literally looked up in the air and I said, "Okay, it's time we find our way out of here," and I did. I sat on a rock and froze my ass. And I sat there for I'm not kidding anybody. Sat there for about 15 minutes or something, and finally decided this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the water. Now, why would you follow water, right? It's kind of crazy. But I figured,
I would.
I figure it this way. Water has to run down somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay? So somewhere, wherever that water is, I'm going to find something at the bottom
Yeah.
of it. Damn it. Sure as sure. You know, I go down the other side of the thing. I come out of the reservoir that was there, go around the reservoir, and there's my father-in-law saying, he turns around to me and he goes, "Where the hell were you?"
You had a detour.
I'm like, "I'm really sorry. I was up on the top of the mountain over there." But it was funny as heck. But I mean, I'm literally saying, I mean, this is just like anybody else any person that would be lost anywhere. This is how you get out of it. You clear your mind, clear your body, clear everything. Clear everything out, so you are not thinking about anything. You're not thinking about the credit card, the car, the dog, the wives, kids, nothing. Zip.
Yeah.
Clear your mind out totally, and let the universe tell you what to do.
Yes, right? And that's so true. And I love how that story comes in when we're talking about emotion, right? Because emotion's water. I like how it's coming in and we're talking about climbing a mountain, right? We're all mountains that we're climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Our mind takes us into terrain that is scary sometimes, and it will want to strand us. It will want to take us different ways, and we have to figure out how to. I have a blog I wrote it's called Cave, and it talks about the cave of our heart. And we do really have to put on new hiking boots if we want to get in and uproot and figure out new ways to be. And so as we are hiking that mountain, as we are following the water, as we are learning to listen to our intuition at a time when we have to clear our mind, we really get to be free, And for me, one thing I like to tell people about, I love the word transformation. It's such a great word. Yeah, we're transforming. But don't be scared of that word, because what do you think people are doing when they go to a psychologist or a counselor? They're looking for a way to change something. Transformation is change. It's just a dedicated change. Mm-hmm. It's a purposeful change. You're making an intent to stake that land, to climb that mountain, to put that pole in the top, and then look down and go, aha, that's where I started. I'm going to go back with this new knowledge, right? I'm going to go back with a heart that's healed. I'm going to go practice again. I'm going to practice with these new skills. And when you get to the bottom and you go out back to the world and you start practicing again, you're going to do much better because you've got new skills. You've loosened some old fears. But then it happens again, right? We get to grow because we get to grow further. And I was really comfortable telling myself that I'm comfortable just here in the woods with me and my dogs. And believe me, I'm comfortable in the woods with me and my dogs, but it's like I am ready to put that frequency of love out and connect to my right intended. I'm not in a hurry. There's no rush. But we have to be that which we seek to attract it. And if you think that you want something, but you're down somewhere in the sediments, we talk about the sediments of our, work that we do. If something's in that layer, when we've got to cast it out and pull that layer up, we got to shake it and see what little minerals or crystals or rocks are there that we need to look at and turn over, right? What memories are still frozen in mind?
You know what I would do if I was on the top of that mountain? I would look down over the whole ground that was under me and go, your turn.
I love it. You had my intention immediately because I was training to climb Mount Rainier. I moved to the base of Mount Rainier for that purpose. I moved into the cabin that famous mountaineer built, Lee Nelson, by hand. It's the most beautiful cabin. And I plan on doing some hiking with groups and healing retreats out here. And I will be climbing a lot this winter. And I learned a lot about hiking and being on the mountain when I was working at RMI, which is a guide exposition up here. And the weather can change on a mountain quick.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can lose your life. It's not a joke. And I was thinking about that this week. It's like there's a lot of times in life that we want to do something, but can we? And are we stranding ourselves with the thought that there's something we want to do? Are we taking up space in our mind with this idea, this fantasy of how things should be or what we want, and then we don't end up doing anything? Like, the only thing I remind my clients all the time, the only thing that's really happening is real time. So no matter what you're thinking, what's happening is where you're sitting and where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. And so it was really important for me to a friend that I wanted to help train me. I said, the reason I want to train really hard first is and try this is to see, I'm not going to just go and say I'm going to be a mountaineer. I want to see if I even can do it and if I like it. And then I'll think about doing more. But I might not. It might just be something in my mind that my ego is like, you got to climb that mountain, right? But I've been up on the mountain and I love it. And I'm going to spend more time out there this year. I spend more time listening. I've never felt more free than when I'm up there. And if we're going to be love, if we're going to be Ma, work with the Ma, right, then that's Earth, right? That's Mother Earth. And until we can balance our masculine and our feminine, until we can, love Mother and Father the same, until we honor them within us, our Mother and our Father, and that we come from a man and a woman, that we have those energies in us, we won't be able to truly seat the soul and really claim that co-creation in the infinity loop and now, which is what I work on every day. Mm-hmm. So when I was stuck, everything was perfect. I've never had my life be more perfect. Like, I'm so excited, but yet I'm like, why am I stuck? It just took a while. You have to have time to do it, which is all I do, because that's what I created my life to be. But if you don't have time to figure these things out, it doesn't mean you still can't do it. That's why there's other guides and people like me. There's Jamie's another person on the show who does spiritual work, and there's also friends that I know that they don't have radio shows, but they also do spiritual work. There's all kinds of people out there that can help you look at what's going on so you can turn that Rubik's Cube to see through another view, so you can change the way you're viewing things in your life. But the only way you can change what you're viewing is to turn that camera around, look inside, and see how you're projecting. Mm-hmm. Once we see what we're projecting, then we know what we're being. It is tricky. We see upside down. People don't spend enough time really looking at how their body works. I'm really into working with the body right now, and I have been over time, but I'm focusing on it. And so if you have someone who their whole passion is to understand how our systems work, give them a chance. Because even if they help you flip one little mirror, that is some emotional freedom in there that you get. I just had a client graduate her 3rd transformation. She's a self-love mastery graduate. And her claim is that she has that voice out of her head, the nagging voice. And she also was gifted a couple other things that happened, that those are hers. I'm not going to share them, but we didn't know it was coming. So when you commit to transformation work, I will remind my clients every time, you're going to get what you came for. That's why you create your own commitment statement, but you're also going to get other things, everything you need, because Spirit has you face forward. When you commit to a transformation, you are committing to transform, and when you are on your knees, surrendered, working with Spirit, they will give you everything you need.
Through the process.
Yeah, through the process, you have to work.
Yeah, don't you ever like have people that have no idea who they were? They find out somewhere's in the middle of what you're doing. It's like,
no. Nope. I mean, I have everyone that comes to me to work with me is so far, and that's not that it's not going to happen, Bob, but I also screen who I work with. I work with people, and they're connecting to me because of, I believe, we're Spirit-led to connect other soul contracts, agreements we've made, and I only work with 12 clients at a time. And so I live and grow out loud, so people are like, I don't know what she's doing.
Whoops.
So the people who are coming to work with me, they are a similar ilk, right? So everyone knows what they're coming for. They know they're here. They know they're stuck. They want to go further. And so, no, I don't have anyone that's done that yet. But that doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yeah, I think.
It's expensive to work with me too. So people are coming, they're ready for that part of their journey. They're ready to commit to a 2-year relationship where we are working close together. They know what's entailed. Um, Everyone's a referral, or everyone's found me through following me or being a friend. And so it's really been a cool journey so far. But I can work with people at any level. And I enjoy that because we all are at every level all the time. We can't really be everywhere. Can't be up here all the time. We kind of go back and forth, especially when we're in the vicinity of others. We talk about that in Shine Bright and in Pieces.
Yeah, we were talking the other day and had a conversation that I was having with a bunch of people, and that we were talking about the late light body theory. That one that's coming. It's upcoming. Go to your local theater. In about 20 years, and you'll find yourself in a different frame of mind. Totally.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like if you look at history, everyone does that. It's not anything new. We're always, each generation, moving into a different frame of mind. You look at our parents, you look at our grandparents, you look at your great-grandparents. My great-grandparents immigrated from Scotland and brought my grandfather and his 4 brothers over to America. Landed in New York, Ellis Island, right? My grandfather fought in World War II, right? He was on a U-boat that sank. And he was one of the survivors, right? I did a show on Alan Turing, the creator of the Enigma machine, the creator that broke Hitler's Enigma machine. And when I was watching the movie, that I can't remember the name of the movie now, something game, it'll come to me, Imitation Game. I, as an American who knew, I thought quite a bit about history, didn't realize that there's a part of history with the cracking of the code in Britain. Yeah. America thinks they saved World War II, but it was really Britain. It was Alan Turing and this group of people that cracked the Enigma machine. And when they cracked the code, they weren't allowed to tell anybody because Hitler would have found out and just changed the code. So what they did is they started choosing which battles would be lost and which ones would be saved. And as I was watching that movie, I cried because I realized my grandfather's boat was chose to be sunk that day.
Whoops.
Yeah, and he survived, right? And that's life. And everything that changed, my grandparents came from Scotland. Like all 5 boys were, in the war. They don't do that anymore because of the famous, I forget that family. That everything's changing all the time. So to pretend that things can stay the same because you just want to stay in your bubble, it's not real, and it's not fun, and it's not conducive to creating a place where we could create a world that's free from fear. Self-love can heal the world, but we have to do it one heart at a time. And one heart in each family at a time can help shed that light and bring that family up and bring our whole neighborhoods up. And when we heal a heart, we heal everyone. We do work for everybody. Self-love is flipping fear to love, but we have to go in and we have to want to see ourselves. We have to want to be that other voice, right? They talk about the good angel, the bad angel. They talk about the devil, you sit on your shoulder, the angel on your shoulder, the positive, the negative. That's the voices we're both living in. What do you call it when it's both ears? Duo? What's it? Mono? What is it? The sound?
What, the sound going back and forth? Stereo?
Yeah, stereo, yeah. But once you balance those frequencies and you bring them center, you seat yourself, you seat your soul, so you are actually the one in control. You, in real time, start flipping that negative voice and retraining it to be positive and love. And once you free any fear you have of yourself that was given to you unintentionally mostly, and if it was given to you intentionally, it was from someone who was really hurting. And so all this pain and suffering that's been handed down through generations. We were talking about World War II. We're not just talking about my mom didn't let me go to prom, or my dad, used to hit me, or the things that we deal with in art here. We're talking about real things that have come down since the beginning of time. all through these emotions attached to why people are still fighting with anger and lashing out versus letting other people be who they are, free. I know that once we free our heart to be love, it can only see love. And if we see love, then we can't judge or harm. We are too happy. You talk about it when you go out on the street in the morning when you're on your walks, remember? You're like, hi, everyone. And when you are love, you just love. And even you're going to get affected. There's going to be people out there that affect you because they're still stuck in fear. But you recover sooner. You don't hold on to it. You don't let that anger all of a sudden attach to you and take it home and kick the dog or, not talk to the kids or the wife, right? We learn how to process fear in real time and even at some point transmute it. Did you say we have a caller?
Yes. One thing though I did want to say though, for many years, many years, I had colors. Now you know what I mean by that? There were
what
times,
do you mean you had colors? You
I
saw
had
them?
colors. No, colors are like in the morning you're this person, and maybe in the afternoon you're this person. If somebody really gets on your nerves during the day, you may come home just as unnerved as you were the other way.
Right. We talk about that. Yeah.
Then you may take it out on someone or something like that. It goes on like that all the time.
Your shine bright was affected.
I have been accused. I mean, literally accused lately of being myself all the time. Nobody understands how I do it. How do you do that? If somebody turns around and stamps on your foot, you turn around and say thank you. What are you, crazy? It's like I said to them, I said, you know what? I said the rest of the world, I've changed. I said I am what I am, and that's it. Period. I mean, I'm a regular Popeye on two legs. I am what I am. But
and it's good.
But in a way, it's rubbing off on people.
It will.
Because some of the people that I see in the morning, they're beginning to be sort of, I'm not going to say all the way, but sort of like me, because they'll turn around and maybe they'll in the morning, you see people that, a lot of people that are, it's just not, they're not morning people. Well, I'm turning morning people into afternoon people. Because they come in the morning thinking that like, hey, how you doing? Hey, listen, you know what I did yesterday? I'm serious. I mean, it's a whole other, it's slow, and we've been here for about a year, and I've been talking to people, in different places and there for about a year. And of course, I'm the guy from the New York, New Jersey area, so it's like, hey, listen, I come from New Jersey, you know what I mean? Hey. So, but, people down here and that, they go, hey, it's the Jersey boy. Hey, listen, hey, what are you doing today?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, the funniest things sometimes, I get people laughing early in the morning when they can't walk straight. It's like, it's crazy. But it's true. A lot of what you do and a lot of what we have available to us right now, the energies and the frequencies and that of the earth, Gaia is talking to us in many ways, saying many things. And those of us who are listening can change and will change for the better.
And want to. It's natural, right? It's natural. I think we come to beat fear. And, when you're talking about is shine bright, and we talk about it in week 4 when we set the foundation for self-love in a transformation journey, where we find our frequency and we know our color, and we realize that our color can slide. But it doesn't mean that we have to, right? We're allowed to, if we're a pink, we're allowed to go to a light pink or a hot pink. If we're orange, we're allowed to go to bright orange or dark orange. But we don't have to lose our footing. We don't have to, get knocked off our block when the wave comes, because we learned how to go, oh, yeah, okay, I'm coming with it. I see it. I'm allowed to still be love even though I'm having an off day. And we don't need Eeyores to be Tiggers. We go, oh, that's an Eeyore. He's a totally cool Eeyore. I dig him. I'm feeling that he loves himself. He's an Eeyore. He's a gray. He's shining bright in his gray. She's shining bright in her gray.
Don't forget the bad days. Don't forget the bad days. Bad days are up. Bad days. Bad days, bad things that happen. They're all opportunities.
I just had a day this week because I'm doing work, so we're working, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those days. It's awesome. I'm fine. Like, it's just one of those days, and that means something awesome's coming. Like, pay attention. This is when it's coming. If we look at everything happening for us and not against us, we start to see the lesson and the opportunity for growth. If we go into what would appear to be pain or desolation, then fear wins. Fear's always waiting to take our hand and go, oh, come dance with me over here. Where love will go, it's okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Right? Love is love. It's so beautiful. I've never been more excited about my journey. And I say that off and on throughout the whole journey because it just keeps getting better. But right now it's different. And it's really getting ready to change. And I've made some commitments to doing that. One of them is reformatting the show and bringing in a new way to do that. And I sent everybody out there listening, I sent Bob an email, said, we're going to reformat the show. I'll send you the outline. And then I thought, we get ahead of ourselves, right? During the week, I started having a couple different things bubble up, and I'm like, oh, let's sit with this a little bit more and see what, right?
Right.
Like you're on the mountain. You're sitting on the mountain, and you're like, let's close this down. Let's listen. And, in the past, I would have done it in that moment, what I felt, and sent it to you. And then, but it's like, oh, that's not how I react. I go slow. I'm like, oh, that's a better idea. I was going to do this. But now we'll do that too. So anybody out there listening who saw that email or that post on Facebook, we are going to bring the format. We're going to change it up. But I have some really cool ideas, and I'm going to keep letting them come to fruition because that's how the good stuff comes, right? Ooh. We sit with our our mind's going to tell us, and then if we let it sit, it moves from mind-based, and then love comes up and looks at it, and then it twirls around, and then we move it to love-based being.
Don't forget, too, we are going to take our callers with us.
We are definitely taking our callers with us. Oh, my gosh. We're definitely having callers. That's not anything that's changing. We're adding, and we're going to, it's going to be super fun. It's going to be really fun because I sometimes I don't talk about things a lot. I'm in my mind, and I have a lot of really cool ideas. So when I get all of them, all the confirmations from the other sources, and we really start moving forward, it's going to be fun. I promise.
Let's see who's on area code 206.
206!
Who's on tonight?
I think it's Diana.
I just yelled in your ear, hi! Poor sorry, Bob. How are you today?
Oh, geez. Your guys' show is just so incredible. I already have a page and a half of notes, and it's like, I don't even know where to start.
I love it. Thank you. Well, just go from your heart. What you got? What did we ping in you?
Well, instead of trying to go back into all of the wonderful things that you guys have said, I guess I just wanted to share because you're talking about self-love and the importance of self-love. And I'm in my 12th week of I have one more week to go in my second 90-day transformation. And I was just thinking back today about this last weekend. And I'm kind of like, you do all this work talking about practice, and you have your lessons and you do them and you practice them, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, why was that weekend so fabulous? And it's like, oh, I just got a aha, like it's because I was in self-love. I was actually being self-love. And it's just like, oh, isn't that cool, Like,
yeah.
Driving into appointments in Seattle and coming across the bridge, and sometimes it's all gray and cloudy and I don't even see the water. And today the Lake Washington was all crystal blue, and I come up over this road and the clouds are all puffy white, and I just feel like I'm soaring into the heavens. Like, I'm just like, oh, I think I'm in self-love. Like,
exactly. Yeah, I can feel it. It's like I'm in self-love. Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
Right?
I mean, I was up since 2:13 a.m. Saturday morning because it was my one day off, and I was just going to make the most of it, I guess. My subconscious just said, you're going to make the most of this. And I got to do, rock painting and editing and all of the stuff that I love to do. And so, yeah, when I don't really get it until a couple days later, but when I look back on it, it's like, why was that? Why is life so great? Oh, because I'm loving myself. Like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yes. 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 Right? When we look at love
I
instead of
know.
fear, right? We get to be it. And it's so empowering when you get it vibrating, like in beauty, right? When we talk about that beauty, it wisps and curls around the molecules in our body, causing us to affect others, right? That's real beauty. That's cellular.
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, and even what Bob talked about, how it starts rubbing off on other people, even in subtle ways, and you can see them changing too. And then
Yes.
it's like, wow, this is really cool. I'm going to keep
That's
doing what I'm doing.
That's why self-love can heal the world. I believe it. I'm betting on it. I'm going all in. I have huge plans, and it's going to take a village, right? We all start being self-love. We start collectively humming, right? Our souls streaming live, and it feels so good. We were talking about that at your on your call the other night. That we have two choices that what we can operate from, love or fear, and we're doing one, whether we know it or not. Why not choose to switch it to love, right?
Right, right. But so many people, until you actually do spiritual work, I mean, I was never aware of that I had a choice. And to see that at every moment I have a choice whether to go in to be triggered or by fear or accept it. And it might take me a day or two, but working with someone like Kellie, who mirrors back to you everything that you are being. I mean, I can get so mad at her sometimes. It's like, but it might take me a day or two, but then it's like, okay, it's 4 agreements. What am I doing? Taking things personally. I'm assuming I'm not using my words. Okay, back to square one.
And there's those colors. Remember the colors I talked about? There she is. That's the colors.
What?
Remember how I said about colors?
Yeah.
We're all colors, okay? Well, you have an aura, so you are colors anyway. But your energy is colors. So sometimes when you get up in the morning, maybe you're a little on the black side. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I want to kill the world. And then you get to about breakfast
That's
time.
a little intense.
I know. Then you get to breakfast time, right? And you're like maybe kind of sort of on the red orange side. It's like, oh man, I got to get up. But then you get to about 10 o'clock and it's like, yeah, I'm here anyway. One of those things. Now here's the change. But here's the change. My change is I get up in the morning and I'm blue, and I go to bed and I'm blue. All the way through the whole thing, sky blue.
Huh.
Because I have, I mean, it's like it's a thing. It's a thing where that one color is the color. If you look up in the air, what color is the sky?
Well, the sky's not real, Bob.
Well, let me tell you what it is. Okay, it is blue. It is.
But yes, it's blue.
Yo, baby, it's blue. That's hard. I don't know, but
The color that the sky appears to be is blue.
Seriously. All right, now let me give it the my feelings about it. I mean, I look up in the air, and the sky is blue. Okay, so to me,
I'm with you. I know I'm a buzzkill sometimes.
To me,
Go on.
Go ahead. You can do that. It's cool. But sometimes now what this is the sky is there is no limit to the sky. So there is no limit to my feelings or to what I can take in. So since there is since there is no limit, then I can take anything, and I give everything. So if you can take anything and give everything, what kind of person are you? You are awesome.
Everything is awesome.
That's right. And I'm serious.
So blue is a very forgiving, wide color, I think.
Well, there you go.
Blue represents our
very
throat chakra, and it is about speaking our truth. So if we're not afraid to speak our
Represents
truth,
what?
blue represents our throat chakra, which is how our speaking.
Oh,
And if Bob's able to do that all day, he's learned how to speak his truth from his heart with love, and he's able to hold that frequency.
cool.
That's what I get.
Cool. I love that.
And his shine bright, he has a really good mastery on his vibration. That's what it is. If you can be the same color all day long, then all you've done is a lot of work to be able to harness that potential to be your real self in real time by your choice. Like you said, free will. Free will is important to know that we can use it for our highest good versus our lowest nature, as we were talking about in the blog called Big. When we're not responding to our human cues by nature, then we can literally go slow when we're dating. Remember, we talked about that earlier. We can learn to be love versus fear. We can learn to be wake up in joy and go to bed in joy by giving joy all day. We can really learn how to master our life and our co-creating abilities. We co-create our world with our energy. So how are we harnessing our energy, and what are we taking in and what are we giving out? And it's really cool. What you were talking about that I loved, Diana, was your shine bright, right? You were in your shine bright. And
Yeah.
it's really powerful. I remember
So cool.
I've been using that for my whole life, and I didn't know what it was, right? And that energy to be love and to bring that joy into where you're going. And sometimes I would realize it was a little bit too much, like Bob talked about in the morning. You know, some people are like, they want to be their sleepy non-morning person. And so we learn how to. For me, what I chose over time, I used to not do this as much, but over time, what I've learned to is not bombard morning people with my joy too much, because I want them to be happy where they are. So instead of walking in and going, good morning, I'm like, hello, good morning. So we just kind of meet them halfway.
Let's save that until the afternoon, right?
Right. I learned one of the best ways, the optimal ways to be in your frequency is to know what your timing is. I know I'm a morning person, right? That's why I go to bed early now. I go to bed by 8:30 or 9. That's kind of like pushing it 9, and then I'm up early because that's my optimum time to be with spirit. That's when I'm optimally using my energy and connected in my most highest frequency. That's when I hear and I can listen further. That's when I am my best. So I learned that that's how I want to live my life, is when I'm in my best hours. So I chose to create a life around that. And so what happens a lot of time, if people can't do that, you might have someone who's not a morning person who has to get up very early to go to work. And when they come into the office and they're at least there, we don't want to go right in their face. We want to congratulate them for being there. Right? Sometimes we have to do things we don't like in life until we realize we don't have to. That's what transformation work will do for you. You want to liberate your mind? You want to co-create your life in real time? Do you want to create a life where you design it and it's at your optimum frequency? You can. Transformation work will do that for you. Did you say we have a call?
Yes, we have more. So, Diana.
I wanted to go back to Diana too.
Just hang in there. Who's on area code 954? Who's on 954?
That would be me, Jean.
Hi, Jean.
Hi, Jean.
Hi. Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm always curious about okays. I know what my okay means. It means all right. So what does your okay mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know where to begin.
Well, hurry up. You don't have
for a
a
while have been a series of okays.
Yeah, that happens. Well, what's the closest okay that you're thinking about?
The closest one?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't started on any kind of transformational work. I'm right now, where you were talking about family, as far as my family's concerned, I'm a closet medium.
Okay.
I haven't come out yet.
You haven't came out yet. I love that. Okay. So as a closet medium, do you have any community?
I am finding some community, so I'm developing my own spiritual family for that.
Good.
And
are you planning on coming out to your family, or are you?
Oh, I'm trying to. I'm halfway between figuring out how to do my work and let the family be the family.
Okay. Okay.
Come.
Have you practiced
come
your work?
Yes, not as much as I like, though.
Okay. So you work with clients, and people come to you, and you see for them?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. That's a beautiful gift. And so are you wanting to create a living from this, or is this something you do for just on the side, or?
Well, right now it's on the side. It's like everything is on the side at this point. I need to mainstream something, and I really would like it to be my work, and really have that be my main work, and let everything else be on the side.
Yes,
It'll be a much prettier plate that way.
Well, yeah, and what you're talking about, Jean, really ties into what I was just saying. You might not have heard it because you were dialing in, but we're talking about we can co-create the life we want and be who we come to be in our optimum time and space, right? And especially when we are doing, life coach work or transformation work like I'm doing, or if you're doing psychic work, we can create our own schedules. And then like people in those like energy frequencies, they're going to connect to us. And that's going to be our best match, right? When we find our sequencing in life, when we find our clock, our secular clock that we run on, and we find our, in our hourly, how we move and breathe best within our energy and the time that we use here on earth, then we will be able to connect to others in those same frequencies. That's going to be our best bet to do our work and to connect and hear each other. First, we have to hone our own skills for ourselves. And it's something that I had to do. And I, have been living and growing out loud doing this work. I did it for a little bit over 3 years. That created the master class I now teach. And then people started calling me to have me work with them. So you are already working with people, and you want to create a living and a life from your passion and your joy and your calling from your natural gifts. So what you want to look at is how to see, that foundation of self-worth so you could create that safe place to make a jump, right? That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And right now the clients that I have really aren't paying clients. It's more of friends calling me go, I need this. And I know I have to make that switch as well.
That's something that comes through self-worth. When we're able to, we have these gifts, us who have them, and of course we're naturally going to give them out with the people we're close to, but at some point, if we want to create a living from our gifts, which is natural, and it's okay to make a living, it's okay to charge for your work, it's your time that you're charging for, not the spiritual advice I like to say, it's my time and all the research and everything that I've done in my whole life to be able to give this. It's the time that we're charged for. And that makes it easier for you to put a price on what you want to do. And then you're able to relay that in a way that's how you make your living. That's how you pay. And people will want to pay you for it because people will want to support you and help you go to that next level. There's a lot of emotional work that goes into becoming strong enough to create our own life and to create our own value and be our work without fear, because fear is the only thing that can block it, right? And so
Right.
Having someone to guide you to do that, someone who can help you find where it is exactly you're looking at. Like, I always ask a client before I even get on the phone with them. We do some email exchanges because I'm seeing where they are. And I ask them if they could transform or change one thing in their life, what would it be? And so when you think about that question, does an answer come to your mind?
Yeah, the hesitation I just did, I want that to go away.
Exactly, right? You want to learn to find your authentic voice, to be able to speak your truth, to be who you came to be without fear, right? What I hear is you want to be able to honor who you are and not have to be in the closet, right? That's sometimes hard,
Right.
and that we do a lot of family work in a 90-day transformation. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty much all family work because we are part of a family, right? And we have mother-father work to do, and we have our and Diana's on the call, and she's in a second transformation. In that transformation, we work with our internal dictionary of self, which is literally created through our foundation of growing up, and we work on deconstructing our expectations in familial relationships, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are things that are really, really powerful, that help us claim and seat our self-worth and our self-respect. And there's no reason, when we're doing this work, we're still living a life. You're still doing your work. You're still hanging out with your family. You're learning how to do it from your point of view, to put yourself in a safe spot, to create this blanket, I say, or this pillow that my clients fall into with me, to be their first moving mirror, and to show them that who they are is beautiful, and that we can deconstruct fear with love. And then I show you how to work with your inner dictionary and show you what you are projecting and painting your world through. Because sometimes we can't see it. We know these spots, but we don't see actually what we're mirroring and creating. And literally, we could free ourselves from the closet in our mind. We work on that in the innate journey, because there's a blog called Have. My client's graduating it this next week. So if you're interested, you can reach out to me and give me a call or send a message to the studio. They'll get in touch with me. But yeah, you would be a great candidate to work with. And I'm really excited for you to come out of the closet.
Yes. I know that's a strange analogy, but it's the only way I know how to put it.
No,
that was good. That was good.
It's not strange at all. All right, you have a wonderful day, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you say? Yeah, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, the other call fell off.
Okay, well, it's 4:06, so.
I heard it. He tried, but it just went bang, and that was it. Meanwhile,
well, it's 4:06. We went over.
What I was going to say was, Ned, most of the things that we talked about, Ned, tonight had to do with being ourselves.
It always is.
And yeah, but a little more intense, because we laughed through that too. We talked about so many things that the people, they think maybe I'm not normal because I feel like this. You're wrong. We're all normal. We all start out this way. We sometimes take a different path and go in a different direction and maybe become the ogres of the neighborhood, whatever else. That's not who you are. Who you are, you have to come back and find. And it's right here in front of your nose. What do you think?
I am.
Bingo. That was fantastic. And I swear to God, everybody listening right now, I did not write it on a card and put it in front of the camera.
And so it came through. I am. I. Amma.
So
as
there
we
you
connect
are.
to I am through the Ma, we're really going to be seating that power seat. Everybody out there, thank you for listening. Jean, thank you so much for calling in. I hope you reach out to me, and I would love to talk with you more. And Diana, Lovely. I wish I would have got you on earlier. You had some great information to share. Thank you so much. Thank you, John, down in Australia. I know you're going to get this out quickly. Bob, thank you so much.
Anybody wants to get anything to Kellie, and for some reason maybe you just can't find something, or maybe you lost her address or something like that, just it's easy. Bob Charles Show, B-O-B Charles Show at live.com. Bingo. And if you're really, really, really in trouble, here's one you can't miss in a million years. Pyramid One Radio at AOL.com. Now, how can you goof for that one? Easy. And I'll get the message right over to Kellie and get her your address, and then you guys can talk.
Yeah. Or you can find me, Kellie J. Wright, on Facebook.com. But Bob and I, we're here. He'll help you find me.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for today. I love you. It's a great day. It's a great day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, you got to call into the show. The telephone number is 605-472-5765. Access code 608060 #. You just listened to Kellie J. Wright. God bless y'all. Bob Charles.